Yeah, CPI data came in and it wasn't good, but the market said, we don't care. We're going to talk Bitcoin, and all of a sudden, the big turn in the market.
Den Steiner Margin, Ratzenberger und Bex hier. Und Bex!
Yeah, baby, that's right. A massive turn from the banks when it comes to Bitcoin. Ripple's got some major news as well. We'll talk XRP price along with exchanges making lots of money.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Yeah, this is the chart for inflation. It's not good, but it could have been worse. And that's why the market is green. The market was expecting even more pain train, but well, wait a minute. What am I doing? Your comments come first. Why am I jumping right into the news? You, the viewer, matter most. So let's give you your props. Joseph M says, banks are broke. Pull out your money while you can. That is probably the most false statement I've ever heard. Banks have shit tons of money from screwing people over for years, hardly giving anyone yields. And remember, the banks, they do whatever they want because, yeah, there's funds in control. So, yeah, don't follow the FUD of, oh, banks are in trouble. No, banks aren't in trouble. They're not doing the stupid subprime, stupid mortgages. They're not doing the unverified loan crap anymore. So, yeah, I don't know. Susan Schreiber says Congress should not receive a paycheck for the entire shutdown. And military families, they may not get paid through the BS in Congress. Should get paid from the monies that would normally pay the people in Congress. It's absurd how they claim they're for the people. What a bunch of liars. Don't pay them and see how fast they open up the government. Susan, I completely agree. Maybe the government should be paid on how effective they are. If that's the case, they would owe us money. Right, WNBA? Oh, shit, did I say that? Nickel Tricken says, mid-November, that's what I've been saying for months. Yeah, it appears the shutdown is probably going to go through to almost Thanksgiving. Altcoin season index, 24 out of 100. So that means BTC is fairly strong. Why is BTC fairly strong? Well, again, it has to do with inflation, baby. She's ticking on up. In fact, if I zoom out a little bit, you can see we haven't gotten it anywhere close to the Fed's 2% target rate. In fact, the last inflation report came in at 3%. Heat map? Yeah, some green up on the screen. Bitcoin 110,000, 342, ETH is 3911, XRP is at 248, and I've got some amazing juicy news for XRP Ripple fans. ADA is hanging out at 64 cents while Doge. Fairly cheap, everyone? Or is that expensive? 19.5 cents. Oh, baby, we got to talk about this. Well, we won't talk about that. We'll talk about this first. Kraken reports 114% revenue jump in Q3 results. Okay, remember, these publicly traded companies have to report, right, their earnings every quarter. And well, Kraken, a big exchange, is reporting earnings. And remember when I tell you that no matter what happens, if prices go up or if prices go down, all the exchanges care about is volume? Well, speaking of volume, right now volume's at $150 billion over the last 24 hours. So, who's making money during all this volatility? It's the exchanges. Kraken posted a $648 million in revenue for the third quarter. That's just in one quarter of 2025, marking an increase of 114% for the year. The exchange described the performance as its strongest financial quarter to date amid ongoing preparations for potential public. No. The reason these exchanges are making so much money is because of all the volatility and the manipulation that's happening. So when people panic sell, exchanges make money. When people FOMO it and try to chase prices, exchanges make money. The trading volume surged 106% compared to the previous year, hitting $561 billion for the quarter. So, banks, they ain't broke. Exchanges, they ain't broke unless it's unless it's the Winklevoss twins and then they just suck balls anyways. Platform assets grew 89% to 59.3 billion, while their user base expanded to 5.2 million. Whole bunch of cool stats here if you want to read it. This and everything else, it's linked to everyone in the description below. Institutional money, outflows, right? Pretty weak here. Zoom out and you can see, what has the government shutdown done? It's brought more outflows here as of late. Saylor gets to rub it into the banks because remember, Saylor said buy BTC this whole time, and Now all of a sudden the banks are saying buy BTC. Saylor reacts to JP Morgan's Bitcoin U-turn. Oh, remember JP Morgan is the same one that said what? Crypto is a fraud or it's a pet rock. Yeah. Guess what though? Jamie Dimon now is saying buy BTC. Earlier today, Bloomberg reported that JP Morgan would allow its institutional clients to use the two leading cryptocurrencies as collateral for accessing liquidity. The most recent confirmation gives the industry, which has been long striving for legitimacy, yet another boost. Now, Saylor took this opportunity to rip on him. And he says, don't wait until your banker tells you to buy Bitcoin. Now, you know I'm not a big fan of the Saylor man, but to be honest with you, he's got a point because the banks are behind. But remember, the banks are behind because they want to keep their profits. They know if you and I start earning stablecoin yield, that will pull our money out of the banks. And yes, everyone earn the yield through the stables. Banks also know that it's super cheap to move money through crypto. And they charge us, especially for remittances for people living outside of their host country and then sending it back home. They pay a lot of fees. But with crypto, you don't. And now JP Morgan is like, look, you can use BTC and ETH for accessing liquidity as collateral. Oh, so that if you defaulted, the bank could take your shit. So Saylor, he's getting his day in the sun. And JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon is, well, simply just a scumbag. Bitcoin and the crypto market rise as US CPI lands lower than expectations. Yeah, the market was expecting 3.1, and ooh, that's not good when all charts went up. Food, energy, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, you can read about this too. Remember, I didn't cover it live because I'm in Guatemala. My second channel where I cover all my Guatemala exploits, it's linked down below. Yo, that channel is growing. You might want to hop on because I think when I get back home, I'm going to do the Pop-Tart demolition video on that channel because I think I'm going to do some very naughty things. You think the warning is just about me saying naughty things? Oh, I do naughty things. Either way, inflation popped up, but the market was expecting worse. Now, why isn't the market crashing on inflation data going up? Number one, it's because we expected worse. So because we got less, we're like, okay. Number two, because the government shut down and all these trade problems with the United States, China, now the Russia flare up are what everyone bigger things right now. Now, when those things get solved, then all of a sudden economists are going to start looking at CPI and inflation data going, oh, shit, we need to pay attention to that. As per the latest data, the U.S. CPI data for September has come in at 3% year on year, slightly below expectations of 3.1%. Economists had anticipated the headline CPI would increase by 0.4% month to month, but yet it only rose by 0.3%. So it's all about expectations versus reality. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. You know how many times your husband or your dudes come home, they've talked a big game, and 5 minutes later you're on your phone playing some, game. He ain't giving you the 15 minutes, baby. He's giving you 5. Breaking Ripple Prime officially introduced. And you're like, wait a minute. What the hell is Ripple Prime? Ripple Prime is what Hidden Road is called right now. Oh, shit, girlfriend. Let's get to that announcement from Ripple because I think it's juicy news. Introducing Ripple Prime. We're pleased to share that our acquisition of Hidden Road is officially complete, making Ripple the first crypto company to own and operate a global multi-asset prime broker, bringing the promise of digital assets to institutional customers at sale. Yeah, you remember the $1 billion purchase of Hidden Road? Well, guess what? Now what are they doing? They renamed it. In fact, they spent $1.25 billion on that and another $200 million to buy an infrastructure platform for stablecoins from Rail. Now, what are we seeing? Well, we've got some green up on the screen. Let's go to the 1-week chart and take a look at it. Okay. So we're kind of coming up from the bottoms here, which is really good. But what do you notice right away again? Yeah, when we get to that 250 mark, we started getting a little resistance. We saw it right here on the 20th of October, again on the 21st, and well, we're going through it right now. In fact, if we zoom in, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But do you also notice that the market wants to keep trying to come up from these lows? Yeah, because the market wants to move forward. The market knows about regs. The market knows about Hidden Road. Well, I'm sorry, everyone. It's not called Hidden Road anymore. It's called Ripple Prime. And the market knows that once the regs happen, the money will flow in. And remember, even the biggest people that were haters of crypto are now telling their banks, guess what? To accept crypto. So again, don't wait for your bank to tell you what to do. You do what you think is right. XRP's volume up 11% to 4.13 billion. And remember, who makes money on the volume? Oh, it's the exchanges. So even though you and I might be feeling the pain train when we have those mega red days, the revs from the exchanges, the revs from the trading for the exchanges puts a smile on their faces. In terms of XRP price, look, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking we're going to be range bound a bit until the shutdown stuff starts breaking down, right? We've had 13 votes and you haven't had a single vote change sides. That's no progress. So when you start seeing votes change sides, when you start hearing quotes from these senators, okay, going, yeah, I think we got this stuff done, that's when you're going to see XRP start moving on back up. My thought is that once we get all this stuff cleared out, once we get everything fully done with the US-China trade thing, we're going to start being able to trade right around that $3 mark again. And then remember, because the government shutdown happened, it pushes those ETFs down the road. So once those ETFs come into play, and once the regs come into play, I don't think $3 is going to be something we're going to be able to touch. I'm not telling you to FOMO it right now. It's just what my beliefs are. And in fact, I'm looking at this going, okay, we've got two major events for crypto coming in, regs and ETFs. And we saw what happened with BTC and the ETFs. Oh, okay. So you see where I'm going with this. And guess what? We even have people like Zell wanting to get into crypto. And oh, I'm sorry. That's for the next video. I had a vision last night. Nah, I won't call it a vision. I had an idea pop in my head about that Pop-Tart video, and I told you all that I wouldn't do it until I knew something was really juicy and fun, and it's gonna be way naughty, I trust you. So, I will put that one on the second channel. In fact, when I get home, I'm gonna start filming it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put a big chunk of effort into this one. So make sure you hit the subscribe button for the second channel, which is linked down below at the end of this video so that you don't miss out, because Pop-Tart Destruction is going to have a story behind it. It's kind of like porno. You know how like they have the whole stories and you're like, dude, we really don't care about the stories. We care about the banging and the wanging. Yeah, except you're going to care about this story because I guarantee it's going to make you laugh. It's going to shock a whole shitload of you. And the reason I have to put it on the second channel is because my second channel is not monetized, so I don't have to worry about getting in trouble. If I put it on this channel, I probably would get in trouble. Yeah, I got that motivation I've finally been looking for, and it came to me while I'm here in Guatemala. Now, that being said, Jamie Dimon said crypto is a fraud. It's like a pet rock. But we'll accept your fraud and pet rock as collateral. Jamie Dimon, I guess you and a whole bunch of other banks realize that crypto is the future and that you better get on or else the train is going to run you over. And they know that their profits are at stake if they don't start adopting the changes. Ratting. That being said, what does this mean for us? Well, it means that we're going to see more traditional finance players start jumping over to the side of crypto. In fact, a lot of banks out there, in order to keep their profits rolling in, are going to have to do what? Take care of the customer. See, I take care of you by putting the viewer first by doing videos while I'm in Guatemala. The banks, they definitely don't put you first, do they? But if it starts hurting their pocketbooks, if it starts hurting their minis, they'll definitely start doing things with crypto. Now, in terms of Ripple and getting all the rails in place, like what I did there, we're getting up and we're gearing up for some juicy institutional action. Now, mind you, the things that Ripple has been doing lately has been focusing on custody and institutional action, not retail, not peer-to-peer, anything like that. It's been institutional, which is good because the institutions have the money. Yeah, baby. Overall in crypto, look, we're waiting for the government shutdown to happen. Fuck, damn it. When I say that out loud, I'm like, oh, when the U.S. government starts working together and the shutdown's over. I'm like, shit, Klaus, you sound like an idiot right now saying that the United States government is going to work together. But what's going to happen is people are going to start pressuring the government more and more to be saying, hey, yo, open up, get you going, start paying people. Could you imagine being a military family, not getting paid? Your job is to defend this country with your life, and yet we can't pay you. That's fucked up. In fact, you're going to see the pressure get more and more over these next few weeks because a lot of these government agencies are operating on their budgets from last year, which maybe end the 1st of November. Some of them add like mid-November, and they all kind of have like slightly different dates or slightly different dates. So when more and more people in the public, when their pocketbooks start hurting, what do? They put more pressure on the government. So what's the best thing we can do? Vote all them fuckers out. The Republicans, I'm pissed at them for waiting to the last minute to start negotiations. They knew the deadline was here, and they knew the Republicans were over here and they were over here, and yet they waited to the last minute. That's pretty fucking stupid. I blame the Democrats for what? For not coming to the table and actually being like, yo, let's take care of the people first. I get the whole like insurance thing, but come on now. Let's really zoom out a little bit and go, yo, we're in so much debt right now that we have to do a better job of spending our money on a governmental level, or else we're going to be in even more trouble. $37 trillion in debt? Yeah, that's a big one. So, remember what I said. Check out that second channel, link down below and at the end of this video. And choo what? Well, yo, I'm missing out on the Halloween event for Tarkov. Still going to be in Guatemala for a while. Like I said, when I travel, I do it right. Choo what? Choo bitches.